Shalom, family, shalom. Hopefully everyone is wonderful today. Before I get into this discussion, family, or this lesson, let me start off by giving all praises and honor to the Creator of the universe, Yahweh, and to our Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Let me also send out my humble appreciation to our four parents, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our foremother Sarah. I'd like to also send out a special greeting to the brothers and the sisters that's out there pushing this truth, trying to wake up the very elect. I know there's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that's out, teaching, learning, helping, edifying, supporting, Israel, in the resurrection of Israel, the waking of us as a people. And then there's another side of Israel that's out there that say they're Israel, but all Israel is not Israel. They're caught up in idolatry, pagan rituals, and the ceremonies of this world, this captivity. They would rather serve the powers of this world, but then rather than to serve the power of Israel, of their forefathers. And it's sad, because again, the laws, statutes, commandments are not made to be grievous. They're you know what I'm saying? A lot of us have been in this world for many years, but once we really make a stance on who we are as a people, it becomes not only easier, but it becomes systematic. It becomes automatic. It becomes something within our DNA. It's who we are as a people. But again, because I heard a sister say that Israel could not keep the laws. That's why the Most High changed the laws, or something to that effect, because Israel could never keep the laws. And again, that's I might have to do a lesson and show that there are many other matriarchs and patriarchs throughout the scriptures that were righteous, and righteous meaning they followed the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's what made them righteous, not their own opinion, not their own doctrine or their own mindset, but they're willing to stand behind the laws that was handed down from the Most High to our father Moses, or Moshe, and on down. Matter of fact, even down to Adam, when the Most High gave Adam the law, because again, it just goes way back. But anyway, family, you just got a lot on my mind. But anyway, let me read a few scriptures. Let's go to Revelations. Let's go to Revelations 3. In verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. See, a lot of people like to straddle the fence. It's easy for them to conform to the world, to the pagan rituals and things of that nature. That's easy for them to do. It's one of them things where they would rather appease their family members or their friends or their associates, you know, the people around them, than to please the Most High. You know, they would rather serve, again, like I said, rather serve the gods of this world, you know. And it's sad, man, because again, it's like, you know, I see and I hear so many people confess, you know, that they're Israel, but like the scripture says, all Israel is not Israel. All Israel is not Israel. You know, you can't be serving two masters. You can't serve the pagan idols and the pagan gods of this world, you know, but not put the effort and celebrate the customs and culture of our ancestors. You can't be Israel and be in the world. That's not how, you know, come out of our, you know, the scripture tells us, come out of her, my people. You know, do not partake in her sins. You know, because again, her iniquity, her sins have reached up to heaven. But anyway, I tell you what, let's go to Matthew. Let's go to Matthew. Let's go to Matthew 15. Matthew 15. And let's start off at verse 8. Let's get verse 8. This people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me. You know, I'm gonna read the next verse. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandments of men. You know, again, like I said, I heard a sister, you know, talk about Israel couldn't keep the law, statutes, commandments because they was too hard for them, and I'm like, that's not even scriptural. That's not, but again, that's what religion have done to our people. And I see a lot of brothers do the same thing. You know, a lot of brothers, they confess the Most High with their lips, but their actions are so far from the Most High. If I see it, you know he see it. Wow. Shame, man. While we're in Matthew, let's go to Matthew 6. While we're in Matthew 6. Matthew 6 and Matthew 6 and 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. You know, let me say this, family. I kind of stayed in the so-called New Testament for a reason, because a lot of people like to use the so-called New Testament as the excuse. You know, most of these verses were quotes from the so-called Old Testament. Tell you what, let's go to 1 Kings. Let's go to 1 Kings. 1 Kings. 18 and 21. 1 Kings 18 and 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Balaam, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. It's the same thing. Same thing. But our people, man, again, confess the Most High with their lips, but their hearts are so far removed. Let's get that in the so-called Old Testament. The reason why I say so-called old, because that's what a lot of people like to say, especially people in Christianity. Well, that's in the Old Testament. So that's why I went to this so-called New Testament first. 29 and Isaiah 29 and 13. 29 and 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men. Again, everything that Hamashiach was quoting, he was always quoting the so-called Old Covenant. And it's sad when you hear people use that kind of rhetoric. Well, that's in the Old Testament, but I went to the so-called New Testament first. How long will you be caught between two opinions? You cannot serve two masters. You're serving the pagan rituals of this world. You're serving Balaam. You're serving the power of this book. You're serving Yahweh. With that being said, peace, love, shalom.